Yo, what is good, people? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Reached the midway point of the week. Congratulations. You're listening to the lovely sounds of Rokusai. Commander Rokusai slash or aka low-end police here in the chat. Get us started on some production stuff. And before I do that, welcome in, Tom. First, good morning. Saf, hello. Rains Phoenix, welcome in. Hope you're all doing pretty well out there. You've been trying out Arturia Augmented Strings. Nice. I have heard good things, but I have not played with it yet. I think it's a must-buy. I never bought a plugin before. It's fucking gorgeous. Nice, dude. Nice. Hey, Rain's here. Real alien space bats. How you doing, homie? Oh, thank you for the link drop there. Last Wednesday, when we all met up, I made some impact sounds for Zariis for his next Ghosthack release, and I'm gonna dip back in to making the rest of those today. I did get a couple of notes from people about the swells stuff too, wondering what's happening with all the swells that I made on the 2 streams prior to that. And those are done. In fact, they'll get released this Friday. I've just been tagging them this morning, actually. Is this thing on? I wonder if it would bork it if I... Let's just see. Oh, I can't do it. Let's try that again. But I think they turned out all right. Ended up with oh, I guess I really don't even need Sign Disk right now. They turned out pretty well. Turned out pretty all right. The stuff out of Thrill sounds great. Some good stuff. I think they turned out all right. Hundreds of swells. So that is what's happening with those. Those will drop on Friday. So if you've got Audio Design Desk, you'll get those. Hope your fingers heal quickly, Rain. Oh, Tom has not actually seen me work in ADD. Yeah, they turned out pretty all right, right? We'll see. We'll see what everybody else ended up making today. We're gonna do a QC party after this stream. Okay, so on to this thing. This is impacts. We made a handful of sounds the other day, about 30 sounds, or no, more than that. I guess nearly 60 sounds, because there's 20 of each kind of impact that he's looking for in this brief. And the last one is this archives. The one that we did not start on last Wednesday is called archives. And these are 20 impacts that have a cyber computer technology feel. 70 BPM. It's D minor. I guess that's really all we need to know here. So I just need to figure out what kind of stuff I want to make for like a computer or cyber kind of thing. All right. All right. All right. Let's figure this out. So a nice technology feel, huh? Oh, dude. Dude, Tom. Yes, Witch House is a thing. Also, Forest Tech. Have you ever looked into that? The last couple of times that I actually sat down and dabbled to make music without anything else um, like pushing it or like no requirements from anyone, right? Nobody looking or anything. Both of them ended up sounding a little ish, like kind of somewhere in between that Witch House and Forest Tech stuff, but it was more atmospheric, as you'd probably imagine. And um, uh, I guess just as dark, just way more deep, I think. But I think you'd really dig making that stuff, man. Yeah. Rains. Oh, you're asking about the 8-bit sounds? So the 8-bit sounds went out the week prior or 2 weeks prior. And those all turned out really well too. Those turned out great. In fact, I think I may have even posted a little clip like in the Discord or something. But there's a little demo that I put up for it. Here you go. These all turned out pretty well. So yeah, those all turned out pretty well too. We ended up with whoa, where's the sound? We ended up getting like 1,000 or over 1,000 sounds in that thing. So yeah, that one turned out pretty well as well. Right, Tom? It's funny how you can just completely miss names of subgenres for literally years. Oh man. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna make something tech computer what did he say? Cyber something, cyber computer technology field. Okay, and this is going to be D minor. And I think I'll probably stick with the serum. We were working in serum last Wednesday for these, so bring a little continuity to it. And I know most of you have serum out there. Okay, so first we're going to need some kind of a little low end goodness. Oh, I can just use this. I don't need to get too fancy here. We'll put this on the coarse tuning as well, and we'll go up. And we'll drop this down. All right, cool. So we got two decent sounds there, and we'll beef these up just a little bit. Actually, let's put a little noise behind them first. Maybe. Let's turn this up. Paper bag. Ooh. And let's modulate that pitch just a little bit on that, and just do this unidirectional. Ooh. All right, and let's send that through. We're going to modulate this as well. All right, and now let's put a little drive on, or actually before we put some drive in there, let's go ahead and get a sawtooth, and we'll just zero that out, and we'll FM from that into our sound over here. All right, just a little grit in there. And now we're going to find a spot where we can hear this a little bit better. Right there. Okay. And let's rough this up a little. Okay, so right here, there's this tiny little edge. If we cross over it, we get a little bit of squelchy bite. And that will probably sound like some kind of data corruption kind of stuff here in a bit. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Sunny Maryland. It's cold and gray here again. I don't know, 100 degrees, 100 degrees, 100 degrees, 50 degrees, 50 degrees. Don't get it. That's gonna feel pretty all right. Those would be great for the sci-fi sounds we did last week. All right, let's put one last filter on here. Oh, before I do that, let me get back to my compressor. I didn't even finish it. All right, back to our filter. Cool. All right, let's bring down this level here. Get back over. Maybe just a little lower. All right. Actually, I like some of this stuff for the sci-fi sounds too. Might have to go back and incorporate a little bit. Just Zero, welcome in. Yeah, the weather in Portland is just following the stock markets. You might be onto something there, dude. You just might. Just Zero's asking, how would one create those screechy trailer signature sounds? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, it's actually pretty easy. If we're talking about the same thing. All right, so we're gonna get two sawtooth, and you can drop one down and boost the other up a few octaves here. You take the level down of your higher octave oscillator, your second oscillator, you FM into your first. Is that the kind of sort of sound that you're looking for here? Like that kind of a sound? The weather in Portland is crashing like cryptocurrency. Oh man. Here's your Portland weather. I want to see this. Frozen wasteland. Portland weather. That sounds amazing. Well, there's one reason right there, just to start playing with VCV Rack. There's actually something called Portland weather. Frozen Wasteland modules. Just Eric. Frozen Wasteland, huh? Man, there's I think a lot of really good things happen around the new plugin. What's it called that brings VCV Rack into your DAW? I forget what it's called. But I've been hearing more and more people talking about it. PW is a 16 tap delay. Ooh, nice. Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll take a look at the Discord. You just let me know when you've oh, you've got them right here. All right, here's one. Okay, so that's a pitch bend down. So those are just sawtooth pitch bends for the most part, those little ups and downs, which you could kind of play with something like this where you've got an FM thing as well as your modulation. So you just want to set like a somewhat dramatic concave curve or something like this. And if you're going to go up in pitch or down, you'll want to get out of bipolar and get into unipolar. And then how can you make that more unique? Yeah, right. So what you would do is probably set this to like maybe like a half and set it to an envelope, right? And then bring this up. And then you could set that same modulator or slightly different one to kind of go into this squelchy, screechy thing at the same time. Or perhaps you would even start there and come down here. Let's just let's kick this out. Or maybe we'll just dip down just a little bit. Start high, we'll go low, and then we'll add a second LFO. And we'll just, we'll just make this one like a square wave, and we'll set that here. Where will we set that? I guess we'll set that here. So it's going to go back and forth between these two positions, this screech position and nada, while this is actually sweeping through. So these will kind of be at odds. And we could ramp that up a bit, say like put this on a 16th triplet. And then wrangle in our range. Well, that sounds terrible. This needs to be way faster. You could use comb filtering to make it really interesting. You could also roll your own with the delay. I can show you how to do that in just a second. Might be kind of an interesting thing to play around with for this type of a sound. You need a fair bit of resonance to get the feedback going. All right, let's get back to this swell. This guy up. Soften the edges here. The Mickey Mouse effect that's extremely popular these days. So trying to do a bunch of those. You know, really when it comes down to like any of the sounds, they're like kind of typical or trending at any point in time. Really, the large majority of ways that you can make them more unique is to stay really, really simple with old school modulation hacks because there's something that you can turn to again and again and again, and you have to put forth very little effort, and you understand, like you become so intimately attuned to, um, the tool and the the capabilities. So even something like tremolo, in the hands of the right person, will make something just gobsmackingly awesome, compared to wow, that was pretty cool. So really, it comes down to like the application of the processes and whatnot, more than anything, honestly. Um, but I would probably move away from this saw. Let's move into. Man, I haven't played with the stock wavetables in Serum for a long time. This is a really weird sound. I should start over. And then we'll get back to our impacts here in just a second. Yeah, those are basic. Those are basic. They don't have the FM in them. Here, let's just. Try to switch back over to OBS. What's up, Nano? How you doing, Ben? Thank you. Oh, Tom, I was just seeing your response there. No, not slap or clap. No, the plugin that brings VCV rack in. I can't remember what it's called. Um, there's also a plugin, but I can't remember what the flippin' plugin is called. Yeah, so this right here is kind of one of those basic sounds, right? So really, it comes down to what kind of modulation would make this really, really epic. Like, would it be more disclosure of the sound over time? Would it be the interruption of sound over time? Would it be the morphing of sound over time? So you would be starting in one place and ending in another, timbrally speaking, right? Is it just grimy? Is it just a matter of Going back to this downsample one, you take a look at the theme. Like, what's the theme of the trailer that you're building? Number one, and what kind of memes can we look at right now? Like, what kind of trends in sound can we look at right now within that theme? And then, kind of correlating those two things together. Like, if you're going to sweep into some distortion, um, would a bit crusher be better, or would phase distortion be better, or would drive be better, or would just straight up annihilation and destruction be better? So, just kind of aligning themes and trends, and then starting. I think it's usually best to start with the the modulation tricks that you're really already well aware of and comfortable with, because you're going to execute better with those, like right out the gates. It really comes down to what the heck is it for, you know, and then make it unique to that. That would be my suggestion. Pitch shifting is kind of a cool thing to play with for something like that. Some of them you can get kind of extreme with. Personally, if I was wanting to crank out a bunch like you're talking about, you're trying to create like a bunch of different variations. Here's what I would do. I would make one or two kind of core source sounds. Maybe one is playing with um, feedback to get that kind of squelchiness, and the other one is playing with FM, right? You've got a fairly average, middling kind of pitch bend in it, and now I would flip those using greater processing techniques. So I would bounce those to audio and bring them back into the timeline, and play around with a few different things. Personally, I would play around with different types of um, distortion, and distortion that has feedback delay capabilities, and I would probably also play with some granular delay stuff. Um, and like I said before, I would try to map and match the types of distortion or types of delay with the theme that I was aiming for. Um, just because it would be so much easier to arrive at more natural um, outcomes. Ben, how are you, man? Man, I'll tell you what, Tom, my love for the Logic Tremolo is never ending. Yeah. The best stuff you've ever worked on? Really? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All of the Marvel stuff. All of the Marvel stuff like that. Um, another good way to get it now that I'm thinking through this, because when we released the Marvel library, there were a few things. Um, loading different samples up into a sampler, and then using pitch bend on all of that, like a consolidated sound that's then being pitch bent. um, also actually let us arrive at some really cool textures and stuff now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, because as those individual sounds are being bent, right, it's just sample playback. So depending upon what uh, sampler mode you're running in, pitch is going to affect playback speed as well. Um, and if some of those sounds are already stretched, that can result in some really cool kind of smearing, sometimes some artifacting kind of stuff. And then just kind of like having those layers zoomed in on with like compression and reverb afterward is a fun way to find some cool happy accidents. Pitch equals time. Pitch equals time. All right, what time is it? It's 11:15. All right, let's depart from what we're doing for 15 minutes. We're going to check out Nano's thing and we're going to check out Jiro's thing. Then we're going to get back into this production. So this is the best stuff you've ever worked on, eh? All right, well, now I'm eager to hear it, Ben. Cyber Future. AO edit. Got it. All right, so this is the latest from Ben. Nanowires in the chat. Dude, this is fun. Really nice acid sounds in the beginning. Lots of really nice and satisfying folding modulation and just playing with the the attack time and reverses and it just all of it is really Nice, dude. It sounds like you're very much just in play mode right now, and it feels good, man. It's big. It's a big sound. Nice sound design. It's keeping the ears happy too. Yo, what's up, Scruffy Rico? Um, I think some of the low end presence, like some of it felt almost omnipresent. I know that it wasn't because there were parts where it did drop out completely, but it'd be cool to reduce it in some of the places where it is present. So then when it really hits in those bigger moments, it really, really hits. You know what I'm saying? So maybe just a little bit more dynamic flux in that space. Um, Otherwise, dude, I think everything that you're doing in this is all going in the right direction. I don't really want to step on this. Yeah, Vicus is saying super fat. I agree. Oh, I made you a demon? I think you had some demon blood coursing through your veins before we met, homie. But I am glad that our paths have crossed and that I've been able to, I don't know, say things the right way so they have a good impact. It's sounding great, dude. It's sounding great. It does sound like a promo for a new gaming laptop. You are absolutely right, Rains. That's spot on right there. Yeah. As Jiro's saying, you send this to a publisher and you'll get some placements for sure. Especially a younger publisher. Excellent. Excellent. Let me know how it turns out. And end it all with a cowbell hit. A granular cowbell. All right, let me dip over to the Discord really quick. Let's see what we got here. All right, this is from Jiro. It's good. I think I would do a couple of things though. I think that it could use maybe even kind of a long downward pitch bend that's like fairly intense and is really all just about tension, and it would be going in the opposite direction of that riser coming up. So as that becomes pronounced and then prominent, uh, the other one would already be on its way out. But there would be a bit of an intersect, I think. I think that, here, let's play through this again. Something like that. I'd also probably vary the drums a bit. So right now they're fairly static in their approach, delivery, and pattern. And what I would do is I would probably kind of increase the intensity and not just intensity in regards to velocity, but also accenting of certain things. So there would be a volume shift in, excuse me, in the hierarchy. Got a tickle in my throat. Um, um, So here, I'll play a quick example of the stuff that I was just bouncing, actually. This stuff. Let's get into that kind of a BPM. That's not a good example. That's not really a good example. We'll find one here in just a sec here. Or actually, you know what? Let's do it with these strings because it's a little bit easier to kind of identify what I'm talking about here. Okay, listen closely as the intensity creeps up. There's like some brass that kind of creeps into those swarming strings, right? And like so the idea of like varying and accenting as the intensity comes up, I think would go a long way. Want to leave the intense stuff for the back end of the trailer. Don't want to give away too much. Oh, gotcha. Spark noise. Heyo, how you doing? Just like a mid section of a trailer. Okay, let me listen to it in that perspective then. So really, it's just the one big bend then. Um, I think for something like this, like the stutters are going to be expected. Um, and if you're looking for something a bit more unique, I think that pitch, pitch and like pitch slash timbre, and then some kind of energy like distortion, just kind of swelling. So um, a non a not so predictable kind of unique modulation curve playing on like some filter resonance or something like that would be kind of interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, it feels like the stutter should be there and you're looking for something really unique. So I think that going in almost an opposite direction um, of that would be where I would go personally. The other thing, here's something that I used to do for a fair bit of time is I would take my sound that I was trying to embellish in some unique kind of way, and I would process the heck out of it in a number of different ways. And then I would record just the processed tails from that, right? So all of that stuff is being captured on an auxiliary channel, right? Independent from the original sound. And then I would slash off half of the frequencies or more of the like low end frequencies, and then see what those other elements would sound like modulated in different ways or bent in different ways. Um, but going back to the pitch and timbre thing, you could very easily, like as that pitch sweep is happening, kind of mutate through the waveform in your wavetable, right, to arrive at something completely sonically different. You could also have two tracks going simultaneously. And you can't tell that there's two tracks, right? There's two instances of the same exact instrument. And as this first one is going up in pitch, you start to realize that something isn't quite right. And the other one starts to go down, or maybe um, it switches octaves, like in some kind of a hard square wave modulation or something like that. Um, I think that you could play around with some of the more basic parameters and come up with some really, really interesting stuff. Keep in mind this is a lot different than production music. You can't just pan trailer drums. No, I get that. Oh, you're saying that to Ben. Yeah, yeah, that might be a fun one to play with. I think that if you were to set up two parallel tracks and morph from one sound to the second sound as that's happening, or as the pitch bend is happening, sorry, then I think it's going to grab ears and respect. I think that people would appreciate the trickery, and if it is anything in the realm of something as like epic as a Marvel kind of content, then I think that something that dramatic, um, like it's worthy. It's a worthy project, right? Right, because you've got what you're trying to do is beat expectations, right? Or surpass expectations. Obviously, that's why you want to go for unique and you want something fresh and new, right? But to do that, you have to deviate from what is predictable, which means whatever the norms are, you don't necessarily go in opposite directions, but you just kind of think about stuff that would be really jarring in comparison. And oftentimes, the most basic of parameters that you start to play with are going to give you those results, because they're the ones that are going to sound most satisfying for most people at the end of the day, right? They're a parameter that people are used to hearing tweaked in different ways. But taking something and putting it somewhere where someone just is not expecting it is one of the most powerful things you can do for standing out. So trailer music is fun. All right, back to some impacts. Hope that helped, guys. You're both working on some good stuff right now. The other thing you can do, just really quick, Jiro, is play with the rest of the mix, right? Just like in some ways you're messing with perception to achieve a greater impact with drops, like slowly decreasing the volume level of certain elements in the mix during a tension build or something right before entering into a drop, so everything seems bigger when it all comes back at full force. You can do the same kind of things in trailer stuff to great effect as well. So, augmenting or changing or filtering the entire mix or something in some kind of a drastic way, so that one element that you're trying to get ears on really stands out as like the main focal point. That's one more thing you can do to really make them stand out. Your four on the floor is always meat squirrel. Okay, I don't like the space on this. All right, so back to my cutoff here. All right, so let's grab this isn't on anything. Let's do this. Kind of fun. Let's capture a few sounds here. Alright, so some of these sounds you can use as layers. Let's also just make some kind of chaotic, weird, we'll just refresh this, initialize preset, and we're just going to get into this is fine, this sawtooth is fine. Gonna get kind of pinpricky here. Squeaky. I'm gonna capture just a couple of these here. Oh, we're not even recording. Hold on a second. Record and go. Zombie squirrel posse. All right, cool. So we've got shatter, little weird impact thing. Let's get some strange computational stuff really quick. Switch this over. We'll initiate this and switch this over to sine. Okay, and we'll get a random in here. All right, we'll get a couple of these kind of sounds. Oh, it's harsh. All right. All right, and let's get something that's a bit more. Let's see. Let's take. Let's just use one of my weird ones. And this. It's down a bit. All right, so let's record these. I'm just going to grab another one. And another one. And let's just take this out and in a bit. And maybe one more. All right, cool. So we got some interesting little computery, techity, digitally kind of weird sounds. Start to string them together. And we'll need an impact, so let's go ahead and on this same exact track, we'll just keep using the same exact capture track here. Open up kontakt. And let's put this in. It's a broken R2D2. Yeah, right? Oh, let's plug in my drive and try that again. If anybody knows of a marketing ninja. Someone that can absolutely crush Google ad campaigns, social platform ads, outreach, press releases, back-end analytics, anything like that. If you know someone, let me know. I would like to talk to them. All right, so we're going to open up Kontakt here. Oh, these are not game sounds. I didn't even update this today, did I? These are some kind of weird, let's see here. This is, I have no idea. Cyber impact. Dun, 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 dun. Don't think I want... I think I want one of these. I think... Da, 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 da. Da. Tychos. Thank you, sir. Hey, man, I went to public school. All right, let's see if we can get some sounds out of this thing now. Something like that would work. It's that subtle flam. Maybe these two. That one right there. Feels kind of good. That one's pretty centered. All right, let's grab a couple of these. Cool. Okay, so we've got, I think, most of the basic pieces here. Let's grab one more drum, and then maybe just some toms. Grab a couple small toms, just for a bit of a percussive punch in that transient. All right, cool. So we're just going to strip silence on these guys really quick and see what we ended up with. Oh, and I should save this. All right, cool. So let's chop all of these sounds and see what we got. Play something like that. A little bit lower on this one. All right, these all look good. Cool, so now we've got a whole bunch of sounds. Let's just put a little curve on each one of them. We'll put like maybe just like a 5 millisecond on the front, and let's say maybe 20 on the back. And we'll just start pulling stuff over and kind of play, building blocks with these guys. See what we can kind of come up with. Let's do a fade on this guy and switch that to a slowdown there. Over a bit more. That down. That one might sound kind of interesting and cool once it's all processed. Not sure about which one's that. This one? Kind of cool to bring this out just a little bit. Let's actually do that in a tempophone flex here. That again. It's okay. Next, let's do these. All right, let's chop this one a little bit. And let's give it some kind of punch. That one down a bit. It's like a dial-up impact. All right, next. That one's kind of fun. Which one is that? Is that this one? What happens if I just drop this down like a couple of octaves here? Yeah, let's see what that sounds like. Okay, this one. Shorten that up a bit. Fade that. Let's bring that back out a little bit. Now leads customer experience group at PayPal. That's a pretty big job. All right, so this can come down a bit. Something tells me that if these guys get the right kind of thing on them, they're gonna sound pretty darn nice. Let's see here. Yeah, these will sound pretty good. This one's fun, actually. All right, these will work well. This one. Go way up. Yeah, that was the right choice. Now, let's just fade that. Again. And bring this down a bit. Yeah. Alright, so let's do the same thing up here. Bring that weight down. This guy. And this guy. Up a bit. And maybe we'll actually drop this guy's bit. There we go. Alright, that one's cool. And let's not do that. Alright, cool. I like this one. Let's do a fade, a rather long fade here. And let's trim this up just a little bit too. Bring this guy way up. More. This guy. Just a touch. Cool. Man, impacts are easy. They're fun. Tom, take care, homie. Oh man, I have not actually seen the Multiverse of Madness yet, Tom. Just getting caught up on the chat a little bit. Yeah, what time is it for Tom over there? I don't know, like 2 in the morning or something. Bigger impacts over here. I did not like this one. I liked that one though. That's an egregious amount of sub on this. That's okay though. And this, we should do something with this. Should we do? Let's put a tempophone stretch on this guy. Yeah, sure. That might work. Let's also just add in a little of this to get a little extreme on that. How does it sound like if I kind of glitch this a bit? Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. close that up. And cut back a bit. Ooh. This one down. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, this one now is a little long. Alright. I kind of want to play with these for just a minute. Play with a little feedback and see what these guys sound like too. Yeah. Sizzle. Ooh, maybe on this funky one over here. Yeah. That's a fun hit. Something a bit more subdued. That's pretty cool. That would be good for the alien pack, actually. All right. Okay, it's a good beat. Out of curiosity, what is everyone working on out there this week? And who's got something for the community challenge on Friday? Fine. All right, so we're halfway there on these. That's great. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Let's take this one down a bit. Yeah. Uh-huh. And let's bring this one up. A little more punch. Yeah. Feeling that. All right, next. All right, let's get this one down. And this one up. Yeah. Squelchalicious. Alright, so this one needs to come back up a bit. And this one can get a big old fade on it. Good to hear it. Good to hear it, Paul. Okay, so this now can come down a fair bit. Just a little less on that. Cool. Trackballs are great. Big projects suck. Yeah, Benny. All right, let's go down into the nether regions here on this one. Ooh, that is low. And then this guy. Oh yeah, let's just, this is all granular. If we kind of do this odd little shuffle thing. Yeah, and then we'll take this one down a bit. And we'll do the same thing with this guy. Maybe we'll do a small bit, and then we will on a tempaphone, so a little granular stretch. Loop that a couple of times. Yeah. And this guy. This guy up. And this guy down. This guy down a little bit more. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey, what's up, Liv? Okay, that one sounds pretty computery to me. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do just a couple of more. We need 20 total, but something tells me that I really only need like a dozen on this one. And the rest will come through processing. We'll play it safe. Let's get a little clacky thing there. That's pretty loud. It's probably this one. Yeah, it is. Let's drop that all the way down. Cool. And we'll put a big long fade on that. Cool. This one. Let's bring that up. And solo this. Oh, there we go. And this. Same thing, just fade here. Cool, so let's put a little impact on that. Maybe like yay. Cool, so this guy, come down. This guy is already down. This guy can come up. Yeah. That one sounds pretty digital to me. Ooh, Paul has posted a Funk 404 video on the Discord. Fun loading those samples in battery. Yeah, right? Did you... We created, I think... Respect the gazelle. Thank you, Michael. Liquid Phase in the chat, resubbing for 10 months. Boom. Thank you, sir. Been here for 3 seconds and aliens are already trying to talk to me through your DAW. Right? Man, pushy little bastards. What was I saying? Oh, did we have a battery instrument in there? I can't remember. Has anyone who was here for the 1K stream when we gave away the 404 drums deconstructed, has anyone played with the kontakt instrument yet? Because that comes with a whole bunch of different instruments. But the kontakt instrument is really unique. And Paul, I was thinking of you specifically in this. You would probably have just so much fun just modulating the knobs inside of that thing and sample switching like mad. Liv, what are you working on this week? Are we comparing illnesses, right? I was just wondering that too. Hey, what's up, Will? Oh, shit. Yes, battery and kontakt. Haven't tried the kontakt yet. Yeah, I bet you will like it because it's a rather unique. You just twist knobs to select the samples. So you just drop MIDI on a track and boom, just like start finding, like honing your sound. It's a fun way to work. All right, I think that impact is good. I kind of want to just play with Portal for a few minutes, or Thermal for a few minutes on these. And some of these sound pretty good as is, but I'd like to flip them. That one's just a mess. Let's try some of these feedbacks in here. Man. Some of these are just straight up weapons. Let's see what this one sounds like. I think some of these will sound a little bit better with the EQ work on them. Man, you know what the real challenge of this assignment from Zariis is I have not actually heard anything from the library. Ooh, dope. All I know is that it's huge. It's like over 40 gigs currently, and it's got multiple themes. That's all I know. Hmm. Man. I think I adhered to the pitch all the way through this thing. Ooh. Okay. Hold on a second. Ooh, that one's nice. Turned in that verb there. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, most of these could actually be bounced dry, and then we could flip each one one time, and we've got what this is. It's 2, so 13. So I guess that puts us over the goal. That's great. Go us. Basically, threw 4 of your kits into 4 battery and letting rack sequence. Nice. Liv has been tinkering away. I have an eye infection. Oh no, that sucks. Hope you're doing all right. Crushed up raw garlic sitting in the air for 20 minutes will produce a very strong antibiotic called allicin, which is stronger than over-the-counter antibiotics and also better received by your gut microbiome. Boom. Oh, yeah. No abscesses in your skull, Liv. Oh, yeah. That's not fun at all, man. Man. Well, yeah. I'm glad that you got antibiotics too. That freaking sucks. Um. All right, you lovely humans. I actually got to get going a little bit early today because we've got back-to-back interviews for marketing folks before we do our quality control party this afternoon for this week's pack. So I will finish the mix down of these sounds offline, and I'll probably share uh, how those turned out maybe next week because this Friday is going to be busy, right? It's going to be, we'll do a little bit of feedback and then we will listen to everyone's submissions for the month. And that should be fun. That should be fun. Much less restrictive than the last several months. So Really looking forward to that. Hope you all had a chance to put something fun together for it. We'll have Tom on the show. He's going to stay up all night and hang out with us, even though it's going to be awfully late there. Right smack dab in the middle of the night. But he'll be here, so you guys can see his lovely face. It'll probably be bigger on your screen than mine, which will be nice. Let's see who's up and playing right now. Oh, good, my upload's finally finished. Well, first of 3 batches of uploads, anyway. Let's see. Yeah, this is the nature sounds. So you can produce any genre, any style, any format. Just at least one sound from nature in there. You could have 100 sounds if you want, but at least one. At least one. All right, let's see who's up. Let's see. Not many people. Not many people. How's Mr. Sketty been treating you guys? You guys stay and hang out after we go? Is that a good one to visit? I'm not sure what he's actually been working on. I was able to stay for a few minutes last time we raided, but have not actually sat and watched him for a bit. Up here, Stolace is doing Stream Raiders. Yeah, let's just go say hi. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I will see you in 2 days. Get your tracks dropped early in the queue. I'm sure it's going to be a busy day on Friday. And I will see you then. Stay inspired. And take care. No more eye infections or brain abscesses or anything like that. I'll see you guys on the flip.